Hi guys. This is this video is going to talk about this particular bag that I have that you see right in front of you. It's my Hawk bag, Hawk High Sierra bag. It's my largest bag. It's also my heaviest bag. It contains, like with the other videos, this contains items that are general purpose. So if there's not really a specific threat like some of the other bags addressed in some of my other videos, as far as like with an EMP strike or a biological attack or something like that, if it's not real specific, if I just need to grab one bag, this is the bag that I would grab. There's nothing really specific. Preferably nothing really bad happens to where I can have access to all my bags at all times and just stay put, and you know, things would get better. But if I had to grab a bug out bag, and this is more of a, even more than a bug out bag, it's an inch bag. It's a I'm never coming home bag. So this bag has a lot of stuff in it. It won't cover every single purpose in every single situation, but it has a lot of different general purpose things in it. So it's stuff I've been collecting, stuff that I've been researching that's important to have, if you know, just for general purpose. So again, it's a lot of small stuff. So this is going to be one of my longer videos that that I have. And the bag itself, it's all the stuff is listed right here. I have a major disaster bug out binder. It's a binder that I have that really can help discuss certain things in certain situations. And you know, I've discussed this binder in another video. You're welcome to check it out. But this particular video is going to discuss the blue section right here. It's going to be, I don't know if you guys can make it out, but it's the blue section. There's a red section, the bio bag. I've already covered that. And then there's an EMP bag down here at the bottom, or at least with my electronics and stuff. But this, see, it's quite a few things in this blue bag. And on this particular, well, with all the bags, I have the things listed from the most expensive down to the least expensive. And the most expensive was the Katadyn Pocket Microfilter at $255.11. The least expensive was, you know, just some can openers. So I'm gonna go through the bag and discuss a little bit why I think each thing's important. And so let's get to it. It's like a kid on Christmas. So another good thing about this bag is that it actually has a lot of compartments, which is super sweet. Oh yeah, the other thing too, I forgot to say, this bag, despite having a lot of things in it, this is 30 pounds, which is actually pretty light. It's kind of heavy. It's if you're carrying it over long distances, but it's, you know, you don't want to be carrying like 60, 70 pounds. You know, 30 pounds isn't terribly bad. It's just a lot of small, lightweight things. The cool thing about this bag is that it's got a couple little, in addition with the arm straps, you know, it's got a waist strap with a compartment in there to help lower the center of gravity. And then it's got this airflow thing to keep your back cool and keep you cool right here. I don't know if you guys can make it out, but it's an actual airflow thing, and it's also a hydro pack, so there's water. You can store water in here. It's got a camelback thing in there. It's pretty sweet. It's multi-purpose, and there's a lot of different compartments, like I said. So we'll just start going through the stuff. A lot of small things, twine, or rather, this is rope. This isn't twine. This can help build things, pull things. It's going to be pretty handy when you're out and trying to build things. I want to try to go over this stuff kind of quick. This is a list. This is a FEMA packet. This was covered in my other video about my with the binder. And I've got some other couple little interesting articles in there that I have for certain situations, survival situations. Magnifying glass for starting fires, in case you know you can't start it with sticks, or you don't have another means. If you have sun out, you know that's going to come in pretty handy for starting fires. Tape, you know. Huge, big deal. Tape's gonna, scotch tape, duct tape, multi-purpose, building shelters, repairing things, holding stuff together, putting clothing together, really invaluable. Can openers, probably thinking, oh, that's pretty silly. Why? That's stupid. Why would you carry can openers? Remember, this bag is, if I have to grab something and something really bad happens, there's an EMP strike. There's something that's, you know, where I need to get out really quick. And the statistics show that within a year, with an EMP strike, 90% of people are going to be dead. That's a lot of people, you know. So, and if that happens, you're going to be, you know, going for food. The perishable stuff's going to go quick, but the stuff in cans, it's good for like, you know, a couple years at least. So you're gonna want something that you're gonna need like a tool to open the cans. Bug spray, highly invaluable. A lot of people don't think about bug spray. They think, and this is just like a little pen, and I have more in here, but they think like, oh, bug spray, you know? They think just food, water, and shelter. But you gotta think, mosquitoes and insects, not only are they annoying, but they are also potentially deadly because they bite and transmit disease. And you can get infection from it and also die from whatever disease they have. And if you think about it, if an EMP strikes and the bugs are biting people that are dead and deceased, and then they come and bite you, I mean, do you want them biting you? You know, I mean, it would be, you know, whatever they bit is basically going into your bloodstream. So bugs are a big no-no, and you want something to protect it from them. Waterproof matches, self-explanatory. Those are really nice because if they get wet, they still work. Here's some more paperwork I have as far as like, you know, some more articles that I have. Twine and string. Here's some string. Here's some mason line. Again, it's for building shelters. It's for building things. Fishing line for fishing, building things. That's pretty self-explanatory. This is a pretty nice little thing. It's a self-defense kit or a little tool. It's kind of like a brass knuckle. You know, you can hold it in your hand like that, and it's also got like a little sharp edge on there where you can jab with it. I recommend, you know, if you have multiple ways to defend yourself, prefer even guns, you know, and then not guns, and then eventually your ammo is going to run out. So bows and arrows, you know, air rifles. The bows and arrows, you know, you can retrieve your weapons, and then also, you know, I have in here a slingshot because you can find rocks everywhere. That's the top part of it. We'll go here. It's actually got a little bottom part. These are all the really small things. This is pepper spray. It's gonna basically protect you. It's only limited, so I mean you're gonna have to defend yourself other ways. But another way, you're gonna want to have multiple means of protecting yourself. Your survival kit's pretty sweet. This is the Bear Grylls survival kit by Gerber, and it's got a lot of really cool things in there. And I won't go over everything like that. You can look this up on Amazon, but it's got like different tools and stuff in there that will help. Really small. This is super light. I mean, this is a couple ounces, but it's got actually a lot of really interesting things in there that are can really help you survive. Poncho, you're gonna want to keep that rain off and that snow or wherever environment you're at. And the bugs, it's also going to help with the bugs. It's very lightweight, very compact. You know, here we've got some flint starters, or you know, fire starters where you can create sparks and things like that. And here's a flint stick. So, you know, to help create fires. Fire is going to be when you're happy, you know, one of your best friends. We've got a Swiss Army knife, which is going to have a lot of tools. If you need to get to vehicle, you know, different machines or something and operate on that, it's also got a knife to protect yourself. It's really compact, really lightweight for its utility, and it's got a lot of uses for that. This is a survival blanket. These are really important. Even if you're not in a cold environment and you're in a somewhat warm environment, it gets cold at night, and this really hypothermia can kill you. You know, this is up there. Being adequately warm or cool is an important part of your shelter. You know, you got to make sure that you're adequately cool and heated at the proper time. First aid kit. This is a small one. I actually have a bigger one. People don't realize how important this stuff is. You got to disinfect your wounds, because if you get infection, that could mean life or death. You got to protect your wounds, cover them up, and disinfect them. You got some more small compact bug spray. You got some little tinder right here, right there, and then this is just the instructions for that. Okay, so that's pretty much just really the small stuff. I've got some small stuff in this coming up bag. This other part of the bag that I have here. So let's take a look. Ooh, this is one of my favorite things. This survival handbook right here, super sweet. You don't necessarily need to get this one, but I love this one. This is by John Wiseman, and it's a SAS survival handbook for any climate, any situation. So you've got so much useful information in here. What kind of plants are edible? What's poisonous? How to make, you know, water sills to get water out of the air, you know, with plastic. How to make weapons and bows and arrows. It's really good. Like the climate zones here, the different types of things you can get water from, you know, your survival, what you should have in your survival kit, you know, different environments. This one's mountains and things like that. Mammals, what's dangerous. How to track certain animals There's I think it's in the beginning. Yeah, here we go. Um, Different plants. What's edible? What's not edible? You know, that's going to be super important. You're not going to be able to get on Google. You know, with an EMP strike, you're not going to be able to get on Google. You're going to have something that's printed, and you're going to have a guide that gets to it. And this is really, really important. In different tools, how to make boats, how to make carrying sticks, how to make weapons, how to track the sun. I mean, you know, to tell the time of day, fire, survival advice, if you fall, gases and chemicals. I mean, I could go on and on. I can make a separate video on this, honestly. This is just a really, 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 really great book. I got this off of Amazon, so I highly recommend you get a book, you know, a survival book. Water, you can't ever get enough. This isn't enough even for a day. This is just maybe a couple hours. But that's just to help get you to another source. Small, right here, mess kit. One person, it's going to help you cook. You know, if you got some game, you know, some rodents or something that you're going to cook up, you know, you put that over an open fire, it's going to help you cook. This is really light. I mean, this is just, it feels like it's a couple ounces. It might be a pound. You know, so for its size, you know, and stuff, it's designed to be lightweight, like everything in this bag. First aid kit. This is a 160 piece, more extensive. It's by Coleman. It's got a lot more. It's got more bandages. I think it's got some, you know, ointments and things in there. A huge first aid kit's really, really, really important. And we keep going. We've got a tent right here. So we showed you the poncho and the solar blankets. This is actually a tent. Shelter is going to be your most important thing if you're in an extreme environment. Not an extreme environment, it's probably going to be water, and then, you know, maybe possibly shelter. But shelter's up there, you know, in the rule of 3. So this is going to reflect a lot of heat. If you're in a cool environment, it's super light, it's super compact. This right here, this is a drop cloth. This is going to keep you know, if you want to put anything on the ground, so you keep the insects off you and also keep the ground from helping suck the heat out of you. It's a good drop cloth for putting over a tarp over a makeshift shelter where you can keep the rain off of you. It's got purposes. You can use this to make a device where you collect the moisture and drip it into a cup right in the center. So it's going to help you get water. There's many, many uses for that. Another survival blanket. Let's see. Oh, this is the most important thing that I have in the bag. Okay, in my personal opinion. Okay, because on your survival rule of 3, water is probably your number one thing unless you're in an extreme environment. This is so you want to make sure that your water is clean. Now, this probably won't get rid of bacteria. I don't think it does. You're still going to want to boil your water, but what this is going to do is get rid of almost everything else. If you've got if you've got dirt in there, you've got maybe a little bit of oil, like a fuel or something, maybe a little bit in there, or something that's maybe larger. This is going to help purify that water, and it does an excellent, excellent, excellent job of this. This was incredibly expensive, though, but it was worth every penny if you really have to use it. It's the Katadyn Pocket Water Purifier, and I think this was close to $300. This little thing was close to $300, so it's not cheap. You know, it's got a couple hoses in there, but this is one of the best water filters you can get. And water is going to be like your main priority, short of, you know, an extreme, like, hot or cold environment. And we got some other things in here. We've got a shovel right here. This is nice because it folds out, and it's got a serrated edge on the side of it to cut branches so you can make your shelter and then dig, because you're going to have to dig and get roots up to eat roots if you got to eat roots, you know, because you're going to want different food sources and things like that. Emergency sleeping bag. So we talked about the poncho, we talked about the blanket. This actually encloses you, so it helps keep the insects off. Also, you know, reflects heat. I have a couple of these because I have a family, and also these are great trade items. They're super lightweight. You know, if somebody's got food and you want to trade, you know, emergency blanket. This is going to be like something people are going to trade a lot of food for, or, you know, maybe help, you know, for. So it's good to have these. Slingshot. This is what I was talking about before. This thing right here, it's a really nice slingshot. It's pretty accurate. Slingshots take a lot of getting used to, or a lot of practice. But the thing is, obviously it's not as good as a gun or something like an air rifle or a regular gun with regular bullets. But those are going to run out. You know, your bullets are going to run out unless you can get ammunition is going to run out. And if you're, 6 months in and you're talking about people are dying off and coming to find you, you're only going to have so much ammunition. And So you're going to need something that's going to be able to defend yourself and also hunt. You can hunt with this. You can kill small game and things like that. So it's good for self-defense and good for hunting game. Another magnifying glass. Another drop cloth. Again, this is a good kind of a trade item. If you cut part of it off and give it to other people, you're going to want to trade a lot. But this is also to make more shelter and things like that. Collect water. Just a cup to collect water. You know, to get from the stream to wherever you're at. This is a pretty sweet little deal. This is the Gerber knife. This is the Bear Grylls Gerber knife. It's a really, really nice knife. It's really got a really sharp edge on it. This is a hunting knife. This is great for defense. Really sharp edge, serrated edge right here. This is great for hunting small to medium-sized game, and then also for defending against larger predators that come after you, or you know, potentially even people that are going to eventually see that you have something and then want to come after you for it. Okay, here's another very important thing, and I have more. I think I have more of these in another kit, but this is an SOS rations kit, and we're not talking about, this is no McDonald's and, you know, fast food galore, or Chili's or anything like that. This is I haven't had these particular ones yet, but it's not gonna be the best tasting in my opinion, but it's gonna offer you calories and protein, which is really, really important, and then other vitamins and minerals. So this is really compact, really light for its size. It's gonna get you hopefully to where you can get your own game and things like that. Not the best tasting, but you know, when something gets really crazy, you're not going to worry about the best tasting. You're going to want to survive until you can get to a better situation. And we're almost done. Another emergency blanket for training or for because of my family. Let's see what we got. I think that's just my clothes. I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me see. Oh yeah, we got a hatchet. This is great. This is a Smith & Wesson bullseye hatchet. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sharp. It's got a great handle, really durable. If you want to be cutting out, sometimes you're not going to come across sticks and stuff to build your shelter. You're going to have to cut your shelter. You're going to have to make your shelter, right? With stuff that's still attached. This is a great tool for that, to actually help you with that. And I think that's going to do it for the big stuff. There's a small thing, dust mask. I have this. This is in case there's a lot of dust or something like, you know, kicking up, and you have allergies and things like that. It's good for those types of situations or environments. So that's pretty much it. This right here, this is my clothing bag. Now, honestly, obviously, this is only like one change of clothing. It's like, you know, or a few changes of clothing. You'd want more than that, because if they get wet and things like that, you're going to want to be able to change. But this is just in case, like I said, if something happens right away and I need to get out. Stay warm, stay dry. You know, here's a jacket. You know, this is a wicking jacket, water wicking jacket. It's pretty thick. It's pretty nice. Under Armour. Couple changes of clothes for the socks. You know, you don't want an infection on your feet. A change of underwear. You know, gloves to keep your hands warm. And if you're working and you need to get roots or, you know, defend yourself and you're in a cold environment, this is water wicking. Pants. So that's going to be good for that. Again, socks, a shirt, water wicking shirt. You know, these are going to be things, you know, so you can keep yourself clean and the insects off of you, and, you know, protected, cool, and or hot if need be. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of little stuff, but you know, a lot of that stuff is going to be really important to keep you going. I realize that that's not going to be everything that I need. And I'm open to, needing more things. So if you have any ideas of what I've missed, you know, what you would recommend, you know, feel free to leave your comments in the comment section, or feel free to message me. I look forward to hearing from you. I hope you learned something from this video, and if you haven't got a chance yet, you can check out the other videos that I have. So, like I said, go ahead and message me if you have any ideas, or comment in the section below. I hope this helps. Please check out my other videos. Thank you.